And I asked them all on the Democrat side, I asked them all the same question. Purposefully. And I asked this to RFK too. When does the left go too far? Because obviously the left could go too far. And none of them would answer. And so,
really?
Not one. Dead serious.
Private?
In private as well.
Come on.
No, I'm telling you the truth. And
I know some people who would answer that.
Well, look, it's also, I stopped doing a fair bit of that about a year and a half ago. And things have changed. There are more people on the moderate Democrat side who are willing to draw a line with regard to the radical leftists, but they're still not very good at defining it. So they'd reverse the question and ask me, like, when do you think they go too far? And I thought that was simple. It's like equality of outcome. And the universal response to that was always the same. Oh, they don't really mean that. Well,
Bill Maher and Jordan Peterson locked horns in a fiery exchange, but it was Peterson who came out on top. While Maher grew visibly frustrated, Peterson stayed unshaken, firm, focused, and brutally logical. As Maher's arguments became more emotional, Peterson cut through the noise with ice-cold facts and laser-precise reasoning. It wasn't just a debate, it was a masterclass in composure under fire. Despite the pressure, Peterson never lost his cool, countering every jab with intellectual force. If you ever wanted to see calm intelligence take control of chaos, this moment is required viewing. Peterson didn't just push back, he showed why he's in a league beyond typical commentator.
Outcome, I believe in that too. Equity is what they changed it to, a lot of people on the far left, and Biden went along with all of it. Means no, some people started out not from the same place, so we should make an effort to address that. I believe in some of that theoretically, and some of it in how you would put it into practice. You can't just say, okay, let's, some people weren't even at the starting gate for the first 350 years, and now go. Of course, there's going to be remedial, I think, things that we can do, and we're doing many of them. We're doing some of them anyway. But do I think it means we should, make it that medical school is not something that you can only get into completely by merit? No. Because no one wants a doctor who got there by affirmative action.
Yes.
Right. But you would count what I said to be valid, right? That you can't say if you started 300 years late, we expect you to be.
I guess this is one of the things that probably tilts me in the more conservative direction, and partly as a social scientist, is that well-meaning interventions seldom have.
Right from the jump, it's obvious. Bill Maher wasn't ready for the mental blitz Jordan Peterson brought to the table. Peterson didn't just respond, he challenged every claim, forcing Maher to rethink his own narrative. The momentum quickly shifted in Peterson's favor, and though Maher tried to keep pace, it was clear he was struggling to stay in the ring. With the precision of a surgeon, Peterson delivered his points with trademark intensity and crystal clarity. You could almost see Maher searching for a counter, but by then, Peterson had already taken control of the
say even of opportunity, is that everyone is treated the same under the law, regardless of anything, regardless of wealth, regardless of race,
right,
age, status. It's the same. Now, obviously, there's elements of that appear unjust. So if you make $1 million a year and you get $1,000 fine for speeding, that's a lot different than a $1,000 fine for someone who makes $12,000 a year. And so then you might say, well, maybe your fine should be income adjusted. Okay, but the problem with that is okay, you're differentially privileged with regards to your wealth. Well, how many dimensions of differential privilege are there? And the answer to that is, well, there's as many dimensions as there are differences between people. And that's an infinite number of differential advantages and disadvantages. And so I'll give you an example that I think is quite germane. So there's obviously disparity in wealth. Well, one of the best predictors of wealth is age. Older people are richer. Well, why? Well, obviously, because they've had their whole life to work.
Race.
So, yeah.
Even more.
Okay, but let me make the case with this for a minute. Okay, so then you might say, well, it's very unfair that the old people have the money. It's like, yeah, fair enough, buddy. But the young people have the youth. And if I'm serious, and if you took the old person and said, look, you give me all your money, I'm 18, you give me all your money, and I'll be 65, and you get to be 18 and broke.
What? Would you actually take that bargain? Because I wouldn't. Even though I'm punching 70 in the mouth, I still wouldn't do it because my head would still be my 18-year-old head, and I just couldn't take any more of that. Your stupidity, or at least my stupidity at that age, caused...
Let's break down one of Peterson's most clever analogies. He posed a scenario. Imagine offering an older person a trade, all their life savings in exchange for being 18 again. Most would say no. Why? Because age, experience, and wisdom are worth more than cash in the bank. Even if you're young and broke, you still have time, arguably life's greatest wealth. This thought experiment didn't just land, it rattled Maher. As the debate escalated, Peterson's relentless logic put Maher on the defensive, making it harder for him to redirect or recover. It wasn't just a strong argument. It was a knockout punch dressed as a philosophical question.
Stupid mistakes. I don't make that. I mean, I'm sure people would say, oh, Bill, you said this the other week, and I meant it, and it wasn't horrible.
Well, frequency and intensity also matter.
So I'm mixing dangerous chemicals every week, okay? I'm playing third base okay? I'm going to get more hard-hit grounders. And, but personally, much more in my personal life. I mean, men take a very long time to mature. I mean, when a woman says, like, boy, you need a 40-year head start. Yeah, you do. You need like a 40-year head start to be on the same level. It's just, it's crazy how...
At one point, Maher even admitted, half joking, half serious, that he felt like the student sitting next to a far more prepared classmate. And that wasn't just a throwaway line. Peterson's calm, calculated delivery dismantled Maher's weaker points with ease. Was this a civil debate or a tactical takedown? You decide. What started as a balanced exchange slowly shifted into a one-sided demonstration of intellectual dominance. Tell us what you think. Was this a fair fight, or did one side clearly rise above? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more hard-hitting, no-fluff breakdowns of the biggest cultural clashes happening today.